Steelers Nation. Welcome back to the channel where we bleed black and gold. Let's talk football. Our Steelers are grinding, growing, and pushing to deliver the results we all crave. And today, we've got some big news. Justin Fields, the dynamic QB who's been turning heads with his playmaking ability, is set to return. But before we dive in, show your Steelers pride by smashing that like button. It's like waving your terrible towel virtually. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you never miss the latest updates, analysis, and everything Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's get into it. Now, for those who've been keeping an eye on the injury report, Fields has been out for the past 2 games due to an abdominal injury he suffered during our Week 15 matchup against the Eagles. It was a tough hit, a designed run that ended with Fields taking a big shot from Eagles safety Reed Blankenship. And yeah, Blankenship got flagged for unnecessary roughness, but the damage was done. However, Coach Mike Tomlin gave us some great news this week. Fields is expected to be active for our next game. That's right. He's back in the mix, and his return couldn't come at a better time. Tomlin didn't just stop at saying Fields is healthy. He emphasized how much of an impact Fields has on this offense. Over the past few weeks, the Steelers have been integrating Fields more into the game plan, using his legs to create chaos for opposing defenses. He's not just a runner, though. He's a red zone weapon who can make things happen when it matters most. It's a component of what we do, Tomlin said. Justin's a viable and capable dude, and our opponents know they have to prepare for him. And let's be real. Fields' ability to scramble, evade pressure, and pick up critical yards has been a game-changer for this offense. Check this out. Fields has rushed for 289 yards this season, averaging 4.7 yards per carry, and he's tied with Najee Harris for the most rushing touchdowns on the team at 5. That's impressive for a quarterback who's been used more as a change-of-pace option since Russell Wilson returned to the starting role. And here's the kicker. Before his injury, Fields was averaging 8.6 yards per carry in his last 3 games. That's explosive, and it's exactly the kind of spark we need heading into the postseason. But Steelers Nation, here's the question. How do we balance the risk and reward of playing Fields and other starters in our final game of the regular season? If the Ravens beat the Browns on Saturday, they clinch the AFC North, which means we'd have a playoff spot locked in regardless of our outcome against the Bengals. Should we rest our stars or go all in to sweep Cincinnati and carry momentum into the playoffs? Coach Tomlin isn't backing down. He's made it clear that the Steelers don't play scared. We've never lived in our fears, Tomlin said. And honestly, that's the mentality we love about this team. Sure, injuries are always a risk, but Tomlin believes in the importance of finishing the season strong, especially after dropping 3 straight games. And those losses, they've come against teams with a combined 39-9 record. No shame in that, but Tomlin wants to get this team back on track before the playoffs begin. Sweeping the Bengals could be the perfect way to do it, especially with Cincinnati fighting for their postseason lives. Let's not forget, the last time we faced the Bengals, we walked away with a thrilling 44-38 win. But Cincinnati isn't going down without a fight. They need this game to stay alive in the playoff race, and you know they'll be coming for revenge. So what do? Do we go full throttle and try to crush their hopes, or do we play it safe and rest key players like Fields and Wilson? Tomlin explained that Porter's injury, a knee issue initially mistaken for a calf problem, has been monitored closely. The team played it smart, giving him time to recover fully. He's a critical piece of what we do defensively, Tomlin said, and we're glad to have him back at this stage of the season. And let's be honest, with the Bengals fighting for their playoff lives, we're going to need every bit of firepower we can muster. While Porter was sidelined, James Pierre and Corey Trice stepped up. Both filled the void admirably, but there's no substitute for Joey's talent and instincts. Pierre has shown flashes of brilliance, and Trice, despite battling his own injury concerns, has been a reliable presence. According to Tomlin, Trice is expected to play against the Bengals, giving us depth at a position where it's absolutely critical. But having Porter back in the mix gives this defense a whole new dimension. Let's rewind to Week 13 when we faced off against Cincinnati. Our defense came up big, holding their offense in check during key moments. Porter's ability to lock down receivers was a massive factor in that win. And now, with the stakes even higher, his return could be the X factor in sweeping the Bengals this season. But here's the thing, Steelers Nation, this game isn't just about beating Cincinnati, it's about building momentum for the playoffs. The AFC is stacked with talent, and if we want to make a deep run, our defense has to be firing on all cylinders. Porter's return isn't just a boost, it's a signal that this team is gearing up for something special. With Porter back, our secondary is ready to take on one of the league's most dangerous offenses. The Bengals are desperate for a win, which means they're going to come out swinging. But Porter's presence could throw a wrench into their plans. His ability to shut down top receivers will force Cincinnati to rely on other options. Options our defense is more than capable of handling. How excited are you for Joey Porter Jr.'s return? Do you think he'll be the difference maker against the Bengals? And more importantly, how far can this defense take us in the playoffs? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let me know. Who's your defensive MVP this season? Is it Porter, TJ Watt, or someone else? And let's take it a step further. What's your bold prediction for this game? Will Porter snag another interception or maybe shut down Cincinnati's star receiver? Let's hear it. Here's where you come in, Steelers Nation. We need to hear from you. What's the right call? Should we prioritize momentum or health? And how excited are you to see Justin Fields back in action? Do you think he'll play a key role in our playoff run, or should he take a step back to recover fully? Also, let's talk about the bigger picture. Fields has been a vital part of our offense this year, but do you see him as a long-term piece of this team? Could he be the secret weapon that helps us break our 7-year playoff win drought? Steelers Nation, your voice matters. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't hold back. Let's create a conversation that's as passionate as our love for this team. And hey, if you made it this far, smash that like button to show your support, and don't forget to subscribe so you can join the Black and Gold family for all the highs, lows, and everything in between. One more game to go before the playoffs. Let's finish strong. As always, go Steelers!